Kingstonian's FA Trophy run is over, a 2-1 defeat here at Aldershot Town. Hayden, it'd be one thing to come here and get beaten by a better team, but to come here and lose to two of the oddest, most unlucky goals you'll ever see, that must be fairly gutting.
Mixed feelings, I'd have to tell you. Of course, really disappointed that we've lost. And I would be surprised if there's anybody in this stadium that would disagree with me when I say the best team lost.
Yeah.
I think that the first goal is a freak goal. But when you want the players to be brave and not play a traditional non-league style of football, these things can happen. There's no blame to Ollie. We can speak about decision making, we can speak about moving the ball quicker, but it was a free goal. The second goal, Simon's looked to defend the ball in, and unfortunately it's gone straight in the net. Again, this is football. I think we had great opportunities to win the game. Jason Bantam, Daniel Ajkai, Ollie Cook in the first half, yeah, with the header, even Aldershot throwing bodies on the line for Aaron Lamont in the last few minutes of the game. I remember Rob Tolfrey making one save,
yeah,
which is a good save, but certainly no more than that. And so I think I can say with some justification that the players have again been a credit to the club. It's not often that we've stood here and we've had 2 defeats on the trot, particularly when we should have won both of them. But today, I think that we see Kingstonian are a very good side. And today, I think, is a measurement of where we are as a team, where with the ball, we have come to a National League opponent, we've taken them on, and we've been better than them technically, as we are most weeks, if not every week. But we have to eradicate the nonsense which turns a really good side into a side that is ultimately successful in terms of trophies. That's our challenge.
It felt like to some extent, there was after the fairly even first 15 minutes, we were then, I'd say right up until the equaliser, massively on top, massively the better team. And then because those 2 goals happened so quickly, they've then sat back and just, kind of tried to manage the game a little bit. So there's never really been a period where we've been dominated, and which you just wouldn't expect to see it. You come into a place like this.
I don't think we were dominated at any point in the game. The first 15 minutes, I think the players showed 1 or 2 nerves, which is understandable. This is not an Isthmian League ground, that's for sure. It's a lovely arena to play football.
Yeah, can't moan about the pitch today.
No, the pitch was tremendous and shows how good we can be on a decent pitch, that's for sure. When we settled down tactically, what we spoke of, the boys executed it absolutely fantastically well, superbly well. I was so proud of them. We deserved to be winning at the break. Arguably, we could have been further ahead at the break. I think before they scored, if we were 2-0 up at that point, no one could have complained. And ultimately, listen, we've been undone by a couple of freak goals that we'll never see again, and that's really unfortunate, but that's the harsh reality of football.
What's your lasting feeling going to be about today then? Is it going to be one of, are you going to be gutted about the result, or are you going to leave with pride in the performance? Which of those two are you going to, give it a few hours, which of those two do you think you're going to feel most strongly?
I think there's 3 emotions. The first emotion is really gutted, as you say, really disappointed that we haven't won. The second reaction is I'm so proud of the players, because I can see my work on the pitch and the principles of play and exactly what I want from the players, and how Kingstonian are improving on a big scale and a high profile game on the pitch. But my overriding emotion is I think this is indicative of where we are at the moment. If we're going to be promoted, if we're going to win trophies, we have to be playing at that level and eradicating the mistakes, and that's the challenge for us that will take us ultimately into the National South next season.
Yeah, speaking of games where we dominated and didn't get the result, we didn't speak after the performance on Wednesday, but how frustrating was it not to get anything out of that game?
Well, it was the most frustrating day of the season, and when we speak about being disappointed, that was my biggest disappointment of the season. I could sense the frustration in the stadium, completely understandably, from the supporters. The players are frustrated, the management are frustrated. But it's important on days like this to again fall back on my experience, and what my experience tells me is in football, people's judgment can be clouded by the result. And the fact is, it wasn't a bad performance. I've watched the game again, and as a fact, I can tell you, we created 24 good goal-scoring opportunities. Now, in the final third, it shows we have to improve. In the final third, it's almost ridiculous that we haven't scored. And of course, if you don't score, then you go from completely dominating the game to a period in the game where every time you miss a chance, the opponent thinks, crikey, I might get something out of this. So their confidence and resilience improves with every miss. We get a little frustrated, we get a little frazzled. And I said to the players, that was a heavyweight boxing match where we've beaten the opponent up for 11 rounds, and in the 12th round, we switched off, we've been caught by one lucky punch, and we're on the canvas. For me, that's the perfect analogy of what it's like. But the lads showed a great reaction today. We remain in a really strong position in the league. I feel totally confident that we will achieve our objectives in the league. And I think games of this profile and nature show how good Kingstonian are, but also areas where we need to improve to fulfil our ambitions this season.
Can't really talk about football at the moment without talking about what else is going on with so many games across the country postponed because of COVID. Today we've got 9 days to our next game now. What are your expectations for kind of the next month in terms of football? Are you expecting some kind of break, and how are you managing that kind of risk and stuff at the club with players who there isn't a bubble? It's not like you can control it at the top like clubs might to at the top flight. There's not daily testing. What do you see as the way forward around that kind of stuff for the club?
Well, I think you just have to deal with what's in front of you, and I think you have to deal with it almost on a day-to-day basis. What we're hearing is that, albeit the new variant is viciously transmissible, the symptoms aren't as severe.
Yeah.
And so you would hope that the country doesn't go into mass lockdown because of the NHS is being overwhelmed, which has a knock-on effect on everything. You hear rumours that there might be a circuit breaker for a couple of weeks. That would appear sensible, I think. But I think you can only try and deal with what's in front of you, and what's in front of us at the moment is quite an important local derby after Christmas, then another important game with Leatherhead. So we'll be very focused in that, and I think that's the most important thing. We just have to remain focused, we have to remain concentrated, we have to continue to work hard to improve, and God willing, we're not going to see the effects of what we've seen over the last couple of years, because that will be difficult. This team is so close to being a tremendous football side, and we definitely saw it today. And I'd like to think the supporters, as disappointed as they are, will be really proud of the players. I think that the players deserve amazing credit. And so I'm praying that our work is not interrupted again. We can complete the season, and complete the season with a big ambition to win trophies and to be promoted.
Yeah, indeed. Well, unlucky today. Merry Christmas. We'll see you for casuals.
Thank you.